If you had walked into my wedding reception that evening, you would have thought I was the luckiest woman alive. The fairy lights shimmered like tiny stars. The music floated softly over the laughter of friends and family. And there I was, standing in a white gown I had dreamed about since I was a little girl, smiling beside the man I believed I would grow old with. But by midnight, I was sitting alone on the edge of a king-sized honeymoon suite bed, still in my wedding dress, staring at a message that shattered my world. I need to go see her. She needs me. I'm sorry. That was the moment I realized my husband had left me on our wedding night for his old-time friend. And no, this is not the kind of story you think it is. So sit with me, because what happened after he walked out that door changed my life forever. I met Daniel 5 years ago at a mutual friend's birthday party. He wasn't the loudest guy in the room. He didn't try too hard. He just had this calm confidence that made you feel safe around him. We started talking about random things: music, childhood memories, our dreams. That night he walked me to my car and said, "I don't believe in coincidence. I think I was meant to meet you tonight." And just like that, my heart was hooked. Our relationship wasn't perfect, but it felt solid. He was consistent. He showed up. He introduced me to his family within 6 months. His mother adored me. His friends welcomed me. But there was...
"She's just an old friend," he would say casually. "We grew up together. She's basically family." I never felt threatened. I'm not the jealous type. And honestly, I believed him. Lena was always going through something. A breakup, a job loss, a personal crisis. And Daniel had this savior complex. He liked being the dependable one. Whenever she called, he would step out to take it. Whenever she needed advice, he would offer it. But he always came back to me. Or at least, I thought he did. Fast forward to our engagement. When he proposed, it was magical. Sunset beach, candles, tears in his eyes. He told me I was his future, his answered prayer, his home. We started planning the wedding immediately. Invitations went out. Vendors were booked. Deposits were paid. And yes, Lena was invited. I even met her properly a few weeks before the wedding. She hugged me tightly and said, "You're such a lucky girl. He's the best man I know." There was something in her eyes I couldn't quite read. Nostalgia? Regret? Longing? I ignored it, because I trusted my fiancé.
The wedding day came, and everything was beautiful. He cried during his vows. His hands trembled when he slid the ring onto my finger. He kissed me like he meant forever. At the reception, we danced like two people completely in love. Our families toasted to a lifetime of happiness. Even Lena gave a short speech about how she had never seen him so sure about anything. Looking back now, that line feels ironic. Around 11:15 p.m., I noticed Daniel checking his phone repeatedly. His smile faded slightly. His forehead creased. "Everything okay?" I asked softly. He forced a smile. "Yeah, just something small. I'll handle it." 10 minutes later, he stepped outside to take a call. 20 minutes passed. Then 30.
Guests started asking where he was. I laughed it off, probably handling some last-minute hotel arrangements. But deep down, my stomach tightened. When he finally returned, he looked different. Pale. Distant. "She's not okay," he said quietly.
Who? Lena. My heart dropped. What do you mean?
"She's having a breakdown. She said she can't breathe. She's alone." I blinked at him. "Daniel? It's our wedding night." "I know. I just need to go check on her. I'll be quick." I searched his face, waiting for him to laugh and say he was joking. He didn't. "You were seriously leaving? Right now?" "She needs me. And I don't know." That question hung between us like a storm cloud. He hesitated. And that hesitation told me everything. "He drove her to the hospital," he said. That's what he told me in the short text he sent an hour later. But the hours passed. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. No calls, no updates. I sat on the edge of our honeymoon suite bed, still in my gown, makeup smudged, staring at the door. Around 3:47 a.m., my phone buzzed. I need to be honest. Seeing her tonight made me realize I still have unresolved feelings. I'm so confused. I'm sorry. Confused? On our wedding night? I felt something inside me break. Not loudly, not dramatically. Just a quiet, devastating crack. In that moment, I realized something painful. You can't compete with history, especially when the person you love hasn't let it go. The next morning, I didn't call him. I didn't beg. I didn't scream. I didn't post dramatic statuses. I called my maid of honor and asked her to pack my things from the suite. Then I went home. And Daniel showed up at my apartment that evening. I saw him, voice shaking. "It was a mistake," he said. "I just got overwhelmed. Lena and I talked. There's history there. But I chose you." I looked at him carefully. "Did you sleep with her?" Silence. That was my answer.
He tried to explain, said emotions were high, said the wedding made him nostalgic, said he needed closure. Closure. You don't seek closure in another woman's arms hours after promising forever to your wife. I took off my wedding ring and placed it on the table between us. "You didn't just cheat on me," I said calmly. "You humiliated me. On the one night you were supposed to protect our union, you abandoned it." He cried, begged, promised therapy, promised to cut her off. But here's what I understood in that moment. A man who truly chooses you doesn't hesitate. He doesn't leave. He doesn't get confused.
Love may have history, but commitment requires decision. And he had already made his.
The divorce was quick, painful, but quick. The whispers were louder than I expected. Maybe she pushed him away. Maybe she knew about the friend. Men don't just live like that. But here's the truth nobody talks about. Sometimes people marry you while still emotionally attached to someone else. Sometimes you are the stable choice, the safe choice, the logical choice, but not the passionate, unresolved, unfinished chapter. And that realization hurt more than the betrayal. For months, I questioned myself. Was I not exciting enough? Not understanding enough? Not patient enough? But healing taught me something powerful. His inability to let go of his past was not a reflection of my worth. It was a reflection of his emotional immaturity. A year later, I heard through mutual friends that he and Lena tried to make it work. It lasted 6 months. Apparently, once the forbidden element disappeared, so did the intensity. Funny how that works. As for me, I went to therapy. I traveled. I rebuilt my confidence piece by piece. I learned to love myself without the validation of a relationship. And then, when I wasn't looking, I met someone new. Someone who doesn't entertain old flames. Someone who answers his phone in front of me. Someone who understands that marriage is not a temporary emotion. It's a daily choice.
But here's the biggest lesson I want you to take from my story. If someone can leave you on your wedding night, they were never truly yours to begin with. Sometimes rejection is redirection. Sometimes humiliation is protection. Sometimes the worst night of your life becomes the beginning of your self-respect journey. That night, sitting alone in my wedding dress, I thought my life was over. But it wasn't the end. It was the moment I stopped competing with ghosts from someone else's past and started choosing myself. And trust me, that was the real happily ever after. If this story touched you in any way, share it with someone who needs the reminder. Never beg someone to choose you. The right person never makes you compete.